different candidates to take on Aditya Thackeray in Worli. We did think of the idea of putting up a local Worlikar Karyakarta. Had we done that, Kartikya, my friends in the media would have said this is a walkover given to him. So by having a high profile fight, it brings certain advantages also. And I know this area well. I've been an MP from this area. Worli is part of my Lok Sabha constituency. I'm in the Rajya Sabha right now. I continue to serve like a Lok Sabha MP, even though I'm in the Rajya Sabha. And this election transcends not just Worli and Assembly, but it also transcends. It's also about the future of the city I've grown up in, where I continue to reside, which I'm very passionate about, which is my Karma Bhumi, my Janma Bhumi, about the future of the state. And we are concerned about the fact that whether the progress that has been made in Maharashtra and Mumbai will continue to be made in the next 5 years. The stark difference, if I were to summarize it, is that I think the Mahayuti government under the Chief Minister's leadership, if the government is a car, the Chief Minister has his foot on the accelerator. Unfortunately, the opposition, and especially Aditya Thackeray, has his foot on the brake. On every particular issue that I can think of, he has been putting his foot on the brake. And I can walk you through many examples in the next question.
Before I get down to those issues, the alliance will fare well in Lok Sabha. Do you think it has gained ground, recovered?
Yes.
In Vidhan Sabha?
Yes, I think so.
You think so? In terms of alliances, couple of things are making a lot of media news. Your alliance partner, Ajit Pawar, many other leaders are saying that this Katenge Batenge does not suit the Marathi politics, Maharashtra politics. What is your take on this?
Look, I don't get into these social issues. I'm more focused on developmental issues. That's where my strength lies. And for me, all I can say is that Mumbai is witnessing unprecedented growth, development, infrastructure, both in terms of public transportation, in terms of motorist transportation, in terms of affordable housing, in terms of other connectivity. The MMR region, by the way, for India to progress economically, a large part of India's economic growth is going to come from Maharashtra. And for Maharashtra to progress economically, a large part of Maharashtra's economic growth is going to come from the Mumbai metropolitan region. I often say, Kartikya, to my friends in Delhi, that the NCR region has done well in the last 20 years in terms of economic growth, prosperity, jobs, because it's essentially a region which transcends and covers 4 state governments: Delhi, Gurgaon, Haryana, Noida, Uttar Pradesh, and some parts of Rajasthan. There are 4 states competing for the NCR pie. In the Mumbai metropolitan region, it all comes under Maharashtra. We are essentially competing with ourselves. And we finally got to act together. We're finally now building the infrastructure we need, from Palghar in the north, all the way to Dighi and South Mumbai in the south. The entire region is going to be India's biggest economic growth engine. And that's something we're proud of. And that infrastructure is infrastructure that I have been trying to push through for 20 years, but saw a lack of political will among state governments. Today, I see that political will.
Mr. Deora, I didn't ask you that question. That I need your comment on Mr. Pawar. The understanding was to know your politics in Mumbai. We have an understanding of your politics in Delhi. We have seen you in Parliament. We have seen you in Rajya Sabha. I have seen you in Lok Sabha. Katenge, Batenge, these are the pictures of various parties in your alliance. But what politics do you represent? That was my question to you, sir.
I represent the same politics that I always have, which is Mumbai comes first, India comes first, service, wanting to take the city, country forward, doing what's in the city and country's best interest. We all have to play politics. That's part of the job. But ultimately, we have to do things that are in the country's interest, in the city's interest. The politics I'm seeing, unfortunately, in India or in Mumbai, in New Delhi or in Mumbai, someone doesn't like the Prime Minister, has a personal problem with the Prime Minister. Because of that, you end up hating India, the people of India. You start blaming people in the north. You start blaming people in the south. You get into these divisions. Someone doesn't like the Chief Minister personally. You start hating the people of Mumbai and Maharashtra. You start depriving them of homes. You start depriving them of open spaces. You start depriving them of public transportation. Now, just because the chief minister was pushing the Mumbai metro project through, Aditya Thackeray opposed it, delayed it by 4 years, led to a cost escalation of 14,000 crores, which the taxpayer has to pay. Just because the chief minister was pushing to open Mahalakshmi Racecourse, 120 acres of land in the heart of South Mumbai for the public, to build a world-class central park, Aditya Thackeray opposed it. He had all the power to do that. They were running the municipality for 30 years. The lease expired in 2013 between the Mumbai Racecourse and the Mumbai municipality. They didn't do anything for 9 years. So your inaction and hatred cannot be a reason to deprive other Mumbaikars. He doesn't use public transportation. I'm not sure if he has ever grown up using public transportation. I've had the privilege and the pleasure of using public transportation when I was a student in college. And for those who don't use public transportation, don't know what it is, how important it is, how congested the suburban rail network is in India. You're opposing it for the sake of opposing it. That's not fair. That's not right. So the speed breaker politics has to come to an end. We have to now get our foot off the brake and keep it firmly on the accelerator again.
Mr. Deora, Mumbai was built by both Gujaratis and Marathis. How do you see when this narrative comes in, all the projects of Maharashtra are going to Gujarat? How do you see them?
I think it's unfortunate that, see, the UBT recently made a statement that all traders are chores. The UBT, when they were in power, they had a corrupt police officer planting bombs outside the homes of industrialists. All these things have led to a flight of capital. Naturally, who will invest here? Who will stay here? But those things are coming back. The industries have come back. The diamond bush shifted to Surat. It came back after this government change. Foreign direct investment, Maharashtra was number 2 under MVA. It's back to number 1. In fact, last year, 52% of FDI that came to India came to Maharashtra. So when you're a party that's abusing businesses, you're threatening industrialists, you're trying to extort money from them, naturally people will not stay in the state and move out. But all that's changed, and that's why we have to keep moving forward. We can't allow that politics, which is extortionist in nature, which abuses traders and industrialists, and then expect people to come here. They've opposed now. Aditya has opposed the largest port in the country called Vadhavan Port. I've been a shipping minister. I know how important port-led development is. Today, the Bhumi Pujan has been performed. He opposed the largest nuclear power plant in the world in Jaitapur. He's opposed one of the largest refineries in the country coming to Maharashtra. He's opposed the Mumbai Metro, which is partly funded by the center. He's opposed the Mahalakshmi Racecourse. He's opposed Dharavi redevelopment. His alliance opposed the Navi Mumbai.
I wanted to come to this. Why Dharavi?
If you're only opposing, then go and become an activist. If you're only opposing, become an activist, become an NGO. But if you are delaying Mumbai's development, Maharashtra's development progress, you deserve to be punished.
Why has Dharavi become such a focal point? I'll close the interview in 2 more questions. Why has Dharavi become such a big focal point? Everyone understands it requires
because you have a hatred, because there is a hatred for certain political leaders and for certain industrialists, and which is why you're depriving 2 lakh people who will get homes. Dharavi redevelopment, by the way, my late father brought Rajiv Gandhi ji in 1985 to do Padyatra of Dharavi. At that time, Rajiv Gandhi spoke about redeveloping Dharavi with my father. Bala Saheb Thackeray used to talk about redeveloping Dharavi, giving people homes. Again, delaying it. So, very unfortunate.
Do you
Thank you.
That you have an edge over Aditya Thackeray? This is my second last question. Do you think you have an edge over Aditya Thackeray?
My last response to you, Kartikeya, unfortunately, I do have to leave for a rally, is that I think that there is a lot of anti-incumbency. The people of Worli have given a lot of love and affection and blessings to the Uddhav Thackeray faction. There is 1 MLA from Worli, which is Aditya. There are 2 MLCs. There's 1 MP. There are 3 former mayors. There's a huge concentration of power that the party has in Worli. His father was chief minister. He was a minister in his father's government. There's a lot he could have done. He's facing pressure today because he knows he's failed. Thank you.
Thank you.